I'm afraid for the first time. And that's a big statement, but I'm afraid for the first time. You know, I have been talking about the then they fight you phase, again, for over a year. And I've been talking about us versus them, and us on the crypto side and the digital side and the Bitcoin side. But here's the thing, Operation Choke Point, people think, oh, they did that. Oh, no. Because I understand it from talking to some kind of people on the ground at different projects. There's some bad stuff coming.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Mark Yusko expressing growing concerns about financial powerhouses like BlackRock and JP Morgan and why there's something very bad coming in the months ahead. Yusko emphasizes his belief that BlackRock holds special privileges due to insider connections and says they're the definition of the us versus them mentality in the crypto and Bitcoin space. He also discusses the impending negative consequences of the next Operation Choke Point, fearing that the SEC might declare all cryptocurrencies except Bitcoin as securities, potentially criminalizing those who have transacted with them. Yusko also points out the threat that Bitcoin poses to these giant financial powerhouses and predicts a fierce and potentially chaotic battle between traditional institutions and cryptocurrency. Let's get right into the latest interview with Mark Yusko. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
We said it on this show over a year ago, saying no one else will get approved except BlackRock. Yep. The only person who will ever get a spot ETF is BlackRock. And there's a reason, because they're inside the tent and we're outside the tent, and anyone competing. And look, actually what I'm really afraid about is if the SEC does what it appears they're going to do in terms of declaring all of it, except Bitcoin, a security, and anyone who's transacted in any of this stuff is kind of a criminal, that's going to be bad. But where does it stop? Pokemon cards, securities now? Is my Magic the Gathering game a Pokemon? I mean, is that a security now? It's not in my best interest to criticize the people who regulate me. I know that. So don't come for me. But I'm starting to really appreciate what I've been talking about, which is they, and we know who they are, right? It's JP Morgan, BlackRock, and all of the controllers of the money and power felt threatened, as they should have, by a disruptive innovation that will, I'm not going to back down from, will replace them. The infrastructure of trust will be replaced by the infrastructure of truth. It just will. But man, the war is going to be bloody. The implied ridiculousness of, I had a guy respond to me, this is negative, or no, this is a bad thing. Like, no, it's not. But what they're implying is that money isn't pure. I mean, it's literally like mudbloods and purebloods from Harry Potter. That money's not pure. We don't want that money converting into Bitcoin. Of course you do. You want any and all fiat of any kind and any variety to convert to Bitcoin, because the bigger the network, the bigger the safety, security, the more adoption, the more that's the only way the value of a network goes up, is there more participants. And so to say that, well, they're the enemy. Well, they might be, right? BlackRock and JP Morgan, I shouldn't accuse people directly, but it's hypothetically possible that since November of last year, when the futures-based ETF was issued, it's entirely possible that those large institutions have been shorting out of Bitcoin. It's entirely possible. In fact, it's highly likely, because we have proof in the gold market that they do. And every year they make billions of dollars shorting the future and going long the physical. And it's unbelievable to me that that's okay, that JP can pay $1 billion fine, $1 billion, but say, oh yeah, we made 20 billion, so that's 5%. Who cares?
Cost of doing business.
And it's cost of doing business. And again, it's clear that that happened for a portion of this downturn, because it's to the day that it started. Now, yes, it was exacerbated by, Sam, and it was exacerbated by, bad people doing bad things, but it just is.
Yusko criticizes the notion that Big Corp's money is impure and argues that increased participation and adoption of Bitcoin strengthens the network. He points to large institutions like BlackRock and JP Morgan, suggesting they may have been shorting Bitcoin. He finds it unacceptable that JP Morgan could pay $1 billion fine while still profiting significantly, indicating a larger issue at play.
First, we had the Dovish Hike. Like, what the hell is a Dovish Hike? I mean, the creativity to wordsmith all these words. And look, I don't envy their job. In the digital age, in the social media age, every single word, every action, every body movement, everything, every piece of luggage you carry is interpreted. So now they've come up with this idea of a hawkish pause. What does that mean? Well, in December last year, everybody said, "Oh, they're gonna pivot. And the stock market surged, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is great." And now we've had this, not incredible, it's crazy. I mean, maniacal. I mean, it is true mania run in some of the tech stocks, particularly around AI, just on nothing. I mean, on literally nothing. And I mean, in terms of the results of the companies, the tech is great. Yeah. But Microsoft invests something that's worth $10 billion, and their market cap goes up $200 billion. Or Google promises $1 billion order to NVIDIA, and their market cap goes up $200 billion. Or this company C3 AI, and look, I've been wrong in the sense that this stock literally should be zero. The stock should be zero. Whatever they earn in revenue, they lose. Like, they make 60 million in revenue every quarter, they lose 60 million every quarter. They eviscerate cash. There is no business there. And the stock is up like 400% this year because its ticker is AI. Everyone thinks it's open AI. And that's just stupid. So the market's lost their mind because of this belief that somehow the Fed's gonna, as you said, inject liquidity, but they're not.
Yusko criticizes the use of creative terminology in finance, such as dovish hike and hawkish pause, finding it confusing and a reflection of the scrutiny faced in the digital and social media age. He highlights irrational market behavior, particularly in tech stocks, where valuations seemed disconnected from company performance. Yusko also notes that the Federal Reserve was not reversing its tightening measures or injecting liquidity, confirming his earlier prediction. In contrast, he praises China's strategic approach, observing their quiet money printing, interest rate reduction, and growth-focused agenda. Yusko emphasizes China's advancements in central bank digital currency and broad-based digital asset systems, and sees something very bad coming to the US in the second half of 2023. What do you think about the latest interview with Mark Yusko? And will the major players like BlackRock and JP Morgan still continue to operate unchecked? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.